you said you met with the Eagles. Have they said anything particular about your game?
No, just talking ball, you know what I'm saying, just talking about my background and stuff like that. So just having, you know what I'm saying, conversation.
Now, any players who model your game after?
Darius Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, Darius.
How was your visit in Philly with the Eagles?
Yeah, it went good. You know, Coach Kendall and the head coach, they best friends, so I was talking a little trash to him. So, yeah, it was really good.
Did you take the hoops test with Nick Sirianni, the competition?
He didn't want to play hoops, so no, I ain't do it.
The Eagles have been rumored to want to move up and get you.
Yeah.
What do you think it would be like to be an Eagle?
I mean, it'd be great playing for that city and playing for that fan base, so I really enjoy it.
Have the Eagles showed interest in you?
Yeah, they brought me on the visit, and then the visit went great, just meeting everybody there, so I feel like it went good.
What would you bring as a corner?
What would I bring?
Yeah.
Just intensity, ball skills, turnovers, and interceptions, so that's what I bring.
Hey, man, it's Howie Rosen. I'm the GM of the Eagles. How you doing?
Doing good.
What are you thinking about coming to Philly?
I'm ready, man.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I know it. I love it. We can't wait to get you here, brother. Congratulations. We're going to pick you with this pick. You're an Eagle.
I appreciate y'all for sure.
Appreciate you. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to put Coach on the phone.
All right, guys, we got Quinyon Mitchell. Congratulations.
Quinyon.
What's up, Coach?
Congrats, man.
I appreciate you, Coach, for sure.
Man, we are so excited to get you, dude. So excited to get you. So I've been hearing about you for about 3 years from all my guys over there. They've been lobbying for that for a long time. So congratulations. We can't wait. I'm gonna put you on the phone with our owner. I'll give you a call a little bit later here tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, here's Mr. Laurie.
Hey, Quinyon, congrats, man.
I appreciate it.
We've been hoping. We never thought we'd actually have a chance to get you at 22, so we're just thrilled. You're joining a great team, as you probably know. So.
Yes, sir. I'm ready to roll.
I know you're ready to roll. We're excited to have you, man, and you're going to be a terrific young player. We know that.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to seeing you real soon.
Please, Philadelphia Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell. Let's go!
Did you initially miss the call from the Eagles?
I missed the call, and then it came to my other phone, and then I answered, so the best call I ever got.
How about your story, because you mentioned your grades in high school?
Coming out of high school, I had some grade issues, and they just stuck with me through the whole process, so I mean, I just give my thanks to them, give my thanks to God.
What are you going to tell your coaches in Philadelphia that you need?
I need to be coached hard, harder than ever, so yeah.
And you go to Toledo, maybe under-recruited. What did you prove to everybody, you think, at Toledo and the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, just perseverance, just going through that situation, coming out of high school. Everybody left me. Everybody forgot about me. So just coming and just persevering and just working hard. So, yeah.
Do you still have that chip on your shoulder?
I will always have that chip. No matter how I went, how low I went today, I'll always have that chip on my shoulder.
So I don't know if you know this. You may know this, but Nick Saban revealed tonight that at Alabama, the transfer portal, the #1 guy they were waiting on to see if he would enter the transfer portal was you.
Oh, for real?
He said that. So you decided to stick with Toledo.
Yeah.
How come?
Just money and other opportunities, they're just not bigger than relationships. Relationships I had at Toledo, they're just so strong, so that's why I stayed. I love those guys. I love everybody in the organization, so just the relationships.
Congratulations, young man. How do you feel?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel good.
Quinyon, I got two things for you. One, go Rockets, baby.
Go Rockets.
And what are the lessons you learned while you were at Toledo that you're going to carry with you onto your career in Philadelphia?
I just say just persevere, just going through a lot, getting to Toledo and just sticking with Toledo, just persevering and just keep going.
What does it mean to join such an excellent, storied organization as the Philadelphia Eagles?
I mean, it felt a lot. I mean, it felt good a lot, just coming in and just trying to help win a championship.
Yeah, you get to go into a cornerback room that has James Bradbury and Big Play Slade. How does it?
Man, it feel good. You got veterans, you got guys who've been playing football for a long time at a high level, so just soaking up as much game as I can. So, I mean, I feel really good about it.
Quinyon, you're able to dominate in man coverage so much in college. You go to the Eagles with Vic Fangio, where you're going to be asked to drop off routes in different ways. What's your comfort level with that?
Whatever you ask me to do, I'm going to do it.
Quinyon, for you, what is this process been like? The entire draft process, interviews, and all that stuff?
Yeah, I said the biggest thing, just demand the respect. I mean, I'm from Toledo, so just coming into this pre-draft process, just want to demand respect at the combine, I mean, at the Senior Bowl, and I mean, I'm here now, so I'm just blessed.
Hey, Quinyon, here. Hey, question. Coming from a non-power 5 school and non-power 5 program in Toledo, what do you feel you're going to use as motivation to improve yourself as a top player being drafted by a team like the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm gonna just remain me. I mean, I got this chip on my shoulder since I was in high school, so just remain me and just keep going.
What was the feeling like when you walked down that hallway just moments after hearing your name called?
I don't even really remember, to be honest. I don't remember. It just happened so fast, but I mean, I feel good and I'm ready to be able.
What do you think it means that you're a Rocket, man, and you come to this stage and other Rockets can follow you? What do you think your presence means to those guys?
I mean, it feel good. I mean, I feel great about it. I mean, I don't want to be the last Rocket here. I don't want to be the last guy from Toledo here, from Williston here. So, I mean, I just want guys to just be better than me. So I say that.
Coach Campbell and Coach Sherry, how they both played in the time. I'm sure they talked. They're both, I say, coaches at one point. What do you think the top things Coach Campbell said to Coach Sherry about you?
I mean, just who I am. I mean, I come in every day. I come to work. I mean, I'm a good teammate. I'm a great person. So, I mean, I'll say he said great things. I mean, it was great, man. That's just a guy who's going to demand excellence out of you, who's going to love you up like you his son. So, I mean, I appreciate him for everything.
Yeah, one thing that impressed me on your tape was how fast you close on guys that looked like they beat you on the route, and you close in like a rocket.
Yeah.
Where did you learn that speed, or did it just come natural?
I mean, it's come natural, just a knack for football, so I'll just say it came natural.
Hugh, what's your most memorable play in college?
Most memorable play in college? I got a moment, probably just winning the MAC championship 2 years ago. I mean, that was the first time I won the championship and won the bowl game, so I mean, that was a great moment.
Yeah, you have a young man over there who wants to ask you a question.
Nice suit.
Welcome to Philly and go Birds.
Yes, sir.
So what did the call with Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni sound like? And also, what does it mean to be in this Philly culture? You know, you gotta have a mindset to go into it and physically be okay to go into it. You know, there's nothing like it. So what is your stance on that?
I mean, I just feel good right now when the call came in. I actually missed the call and I had to answer it again. So, I mean, it just feel great. I mean, they asked me was I ready to roll, and I'm ready to roll, ready to get to it. I mean, it's a great organization, a great city, great fans. So I just feel like I'm going into a great situation right now. Thank you.
Some play for the ability to change the lives of their family. Others play for rings and glory. What do you play the game of football for?
To win championships.
Quinyon, the world's got to know. How many plays do you think you need next week?
I mean, a lot. Yeah, I feel like a lot. So, I mean, I need the hookups for anybody who got the hookups in here and stuff like that. So, yeah, a lot.
You are going to play your first NFL game in Brazil. How cool is that?
I mean, I've never been out of the country, so, I mean, I guess it'll be great.
Quinyon, for you, in the time now with NIL, transfer portal, etc., you chose to stay in Toledo for 5 rather than maybe the young going to 5. Talk about that.
I think like some things are just bigger than money. Relationships, that was big at Toledo. I mean, that's why I stayed. That's why I've been around those guys. I mean, that's why I root for them. I try to put on my best fit for them. So, I mean, I just love Toledo with all my heart.
Speaking of Toledo, what are some of the words of advice that you give for like kind of fresh that player for your departure?
I mean, for the last couple of weeks, I've been around them. After the come out, I went straight to Toledo and been working out like that. So, I mean, they've been picking my brain. I've been telling them about the process and stuff like that, and just how to go about your business on and off the field.
What's just the feeling for you that you got to step up and compete against guys as a senior bowl, but now playing in the NFC East, now you go against guys like Jones and you're talking about this with guys like Terry Ford now?
Yeah, I feel like the motto and the mindset just stays the same. No matter who you're going up against, you want to go up with the same mind frame, same confidence and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'll never change.
What's the greatest trait that you bring to the Eagles?
The greatest trait?
Yeah.
This is my character, who I am as a person, who I am as a player. So I say that.
Yeah, they can't, like, the Philadelphia Eagles traded up to get you. Like, how does that feel, knowing that the team was hungry to come get your talent?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, I feel excited about it and stuff like that. So I'm really just ready to get to work, to be honest.
Take two more.
When you're studying a receiver, what are some of the things that you're looking for?
I mean, where they lined up at, down and distance and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just a lot of stuff like that I try to break down through the week.
Quinyon, what has been your motivation for this process?
I'll say the biggest thing is just like after high school when I graduated, I had to sit out for 6 months. So I took football away from myself. So I mean, just trying to let that happen again.
Thanks, everyone. Hey, congratulations.
Quinyon, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. How y'all doing?
Congratulations. Welcome to Philadelphia. We've got our local media on here for you. So we'll get started with Dave Zingaro and then Brooks Cabina.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Quinyon, congratulations, man.
Listen,
Take me through what the night was like, watching all those offensive players come off the board, and what were your emotions like going through the whole night?
I mean, it was a lot. I mean, but I feel like right now I'm with the right fit. I'm with the right organization. We're the right players, right city. So I mean, I feel good about this draft pick right here.
Go ahead, Brooks, and then John McMullen.
Hey, Quinyon, this is a team that typically likes to trade, and this was a bizarre draft in a lot of ways. What did you think about, as cornerbacks, you guys shifting up into the 20s, where you guys fit here with the Eagles here, and just your overall thoughts on how it went for the position group and with this organization?
Yeah, I feel like everything happened for a reason. I mean, I'm in the right fit. I'm with the right organization right now. So I mean, I feel good. I mean, I'm excited and I'm ready to get to work.
Go ahead, John, and then EJ Smith.
Hey, Quinyon, congrats, man. I know Jason Candle it was very close to you and big part of your journey at Toledo. Did you have a feeling that he and Nick Sirianni were close? Did you get that through the process?
I mean, yeah, I always knew they was close. I mean, coach real close with our coaching staff and stuff like that. They come from that Mount Union tree. So I mean, I know he was close with everybody at Toledo.
Go ahead, EJ, and then Martin Frank.
Hey, Quinyon, just to follow up on the Jason Candle and Vince Karras connections with Nick Sirianni, I guess, what did they tell you about, what it would be like to play for the Eagles and play for Nick?
I mean, they didn't really say too much. I mean, they just say how they was best friends and stuff like that, and how they was at Mount Union and coaching and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's all they really told me.
Martin, and then Chris Franklin.
Hi, Quinyon. Congrats. First of all, how do you think like playing at Toledo kind of prepared you for what you're going to face in the NFL? I mean, do you feel like you can step in and start right away, or do you think you need some time?
No, I mean, I feel like I can come in and play inside, outside. I mean, I got some vets in front of me that I mean I can really learn from, really soak the game up for. I mean, Darius Slay, that's somebody who I model my game after, and James Bradbury. So, I mean, it don't matter where I play. I just want to help the team.
Chris, and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Quinyon, welcome to Philly. When it comes to play quarterback, it takes a certain type of mentality and attitude. When it comes to your things, what brings you, what motivates you, what type of attitude do you think you bring to the field?
Yeah, I feel like my whole life I've just been trying to demand respect. I mean, coming from a small town, coming from a small college, just wanted to demand that respect. Felt like I did that through my college career and through the pre-draft process.
Jeff, and then Zach Berman.
Quinyon, you played apparently a lot of off coverage in college, mixed in some man too. What are your expectations in terms of how you'll handle being able to do both in the NFL?
I mean, whatever they ask me to do. I'm willing to do it. If they want me to do this, I'll do that. If they want me to do that, I'll do this. So it really don't matter. I mean, whatever coach asks me, I'm gonna give it 110% to do.
Zach and then Ed.
Hey, Quinyon, you mentioned the veterans in the room. What do you know about the Eagles roster and how you fit in there?
I mean, I know they got a good secondary, a great secondary. I mean, I know Darius Slay been doing it for a long time and Bradbury. So, I mean, just getting around those guys and just soaking up as much game as I can.
Ed and then Olivia.
Hey, Quinyon, congratulations. Can you just talk about your journey to Toledo, not a Power 5 type school, and then you stayed there for 4 years. I'm sure you had the opportunity to leave, but how did you end up there? Why did you end up there, and why did you stay there?
Yeah, so just coming out of high school, I had some great issues and stuff like that. And Toledo just kind of just sucked me through the whole process. I mean, gave me a fair chance to play ball when nobody else wanted to. So, I mean, when the time came around, it was a no-brainer. I mean, I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't leaving, no matter how much money or who came to offer. So, I mean, that's why I went to Toledo and that's why I stayed.
We'll wrap it up here with Olivia and then Brooks.
Hey, Quinyon, you mentioned that you modeled your game after Darius Slay. What about his game in particular do you like, and in what kind of areas do you feel like you're similar?
I say the biggest thing is longevity. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, playing some great football. He can play off man, he can play press man. I mean, that's just somebody I model my game after.
Go ahead, Brooks.
Hey, where did you spend the draft? And did they call you? Who'd you get on the phone with? And what was some of the messages you got today?
I mean, I got on the phone with the whole draft room. I mean, they were just telling me like they ready to go, and I'm ready to go too. So I mean, we both just ready to get to work.
All right. Thanks, Quinyon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Excited to get
Quinyon
Mitchell to Philadelphia. I think that for us, as the board kind of came off and a lot of offensive players came off, we felt like we were in a good position at 22, the way it fell for us and the players that were left on the board. We had a hard decision based on the guys that were left on the board, but we felt based on the player, based on the totality of the circumstances with the player, his talent, his character, and the position, we felt like it was the right pick for us.
At what point did you think it was realistic that he might get to 22? You wouldn't have to trade up?
I think once we got towards the middle of the round, we saw that we were going to be okay and get a first-round player at our pick. I think it was unusual to not have action in that room. I mean, we contemplated. There were some really good players still left. We contemplated going up, but we kept going back to the fact that we felt like we had a really good chance to get a first-round player at a position of need where we were picking.
We felt that there would be a lot of offense in this first round, but the way it went, was that a little surprising to you?
I don't know that it was necessarily surprising because we go through so many scenarios. So we had gone through scenarios where 4 quarterbacks went, 5 quarterbacks went, 6 quarterbacks went, which really affected us a lot. And like I said, we go through the worst case scenario first, and then we work back from there. So I think from our perspective, maybe a little surprising how late it took for the first defensive player to go. Probably didn't expect that.
Howie, why this cornerback, the first cornerback you ever drafted in the first round, and why do you think you're going to get this one right?
Well, I couldn't have got any wrong in the first round if I didn't draft them, to be fair, Jeff, right? So, yeah, that's fair. Certainly, there's overconfidence in the draft for sure. 4 out of every 10 first-round picks don't make it. I understand, our success rate at the bottom half of the first round hasn't been as good as earlier in the first round. And so, we just rely on our process. We rely on who the particular player is. In this case, we think we have an extremely talented, hardworking, outside corner. So he's got all the tools in his body, the right mentality. We felt like we had really good information. Coach did an unbelievable job because of his connections at Toledo, really kind of relaying those thoughts and, us having the same conversations with the coaches. He really had a great process. And when you think about kind of his He had a chance to transfer out of Toledo last year. He stayed there. He came back. He got better. He went to the Senior Bowl. He really checked the whole offseason process boxes one by one off, which is important, you know. And obviously, he's got a lot to prove as a small school player. The MAC is not the National Football League. We understand that. You know, we've had tremendous success with big schools. So, you know, to take a player like this from the MAC, he has to be special, and we think this is a special person.
How valuable were those connections in the building for you, and what kind of things did you learn about?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, you get the information on guys. You know, Howie and his staff do. You know, they have all these connections everywhere. They get the great information on guys. You know, just was able to get, you know, some of the information there. Obviously, with my ties there. You know, and really, I guess at the end of the day, with how good of a player he was, the thing that always kept coming up is how good of a person, how good of a teammate, how hard of a worker, how competitive, and those are things you want to hear.
Howie, what was it that kind of made you, I know you don't draft necessarily for need, but felt the need to take a cornerback in the first round?
Well, I think you hit it. We didn't feel like we had to take a corner in the first round, but it was the highest ranked player on our board at a position that you know, we'd like to kind of get some younger players here. We got some younger players last year. We like those younger players. We wanted to add some competition at the corner position, and so we felt like based on those factors. But I think the most important thing was that we didn't jump the board. You know, this guy was standing out on our board. He was the highest ranked guy, and you know, it just seemed like a pretty easy pick. Though again, you know, the only reason that it was a hard pick was because there were still a bunch of good players there that we liked that we would have been happy to select.
As a follow-up to that, you had a choice, like you referenced. What set him apart from Arnold one pick later?
Yeah, I think that those are hard decisions. You know, I think when you get into you know, specific players that you have very similar grades, you know, there's no insurance on those things, and so I think for us, maybe we just felt like for our situation, what we were looking for, that you know, this was the right player for us. But again, like you're talking about another really good player there, and again, these are close decisions.
Mitchell, he played a lot of off coverage in college, but a lot of the NFL plays that way a little bit without the zones and the Fangio zones. The scheme play factor into this, and
hey Vic, did you hear? You have your own zone. Everyone's looking for it.
Well, he does a lot of the, you know, those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, I mean, he played a tremendous amount of off coverage at Toledo, and I think when we talk about finishing the process, you got to see him play press coverage at the Senior Bowl. That was really an opportunity to see him kind of finish that and be well-rounded, and so I think that really helped us see that he had a diverse array of skill sets there, because that was one of the concerns when you see him play, that he's only playing a certain way and he's allowing his eyes to lead him to the ball. And so when he got in people's face at the Senior Bowl, we thought he was one of the best players at the Senior Bowl against really good competition, against really good receiving class. You know, we say a bunch of them come off today, and we'll see a bunch of those guys come off tomorrow. So I think that was important for us.
How big is it to still have 50 and 53 and still get the player that you wanted?
Yeah, it's really big, you know, and I think that I think you go kind of through this draft, and you know, my mind isn't really on what we just did. It's kind of on what we're doing next, so I'm a little distracted because it's hard to kind of sit here and just talk about in a vacuum one thing. We got a lot of work to do tomorrow and Saturday, and so we're going to try to execute the best we can, and it's a quick turnaround. So, you know, for us to have a successful weekend, we got a lot of work to do. You were going.
How hard the decision was, and that Quinyon ended up being the top player on the board. With all the scenarios in front of you, what was the possibility that maybe you didn't get the number one guy left on the board at that time? And how hard is that decision whenever we talked before how you like the trades?
I'm confused. So what was the question?
You mentioned how
Quinyon
was the highest player left on your board.
Right.
With what's ahead of you, how hard is that decision when you may not have him there if he gets picked before you?
You're saying to wait for him? Is that what you're saying? Was it hard to wait and make sure you got him? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. Well, it's not normally in my nature to do that, so I understand that. I think that the only reason that we felt comfortable was because the scenarios played out in a way that we were comfortable we were going to get a really good player at that pick, just based on how the board was going. The way we do it is, if we're at pick 15, we got to have as many players that we like. When they start to fall off and we get in a spot where we don't have as many players as our pick, we start looking to move up. So if we're at 15 and we only have 3 players left that have first round grades, it's a concern, so you try to move up. When you're there, and Rube, why don't you do the math for me? How many players do we have to go before 15? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Eighth player. We get the 8th player, right? We get the 8th player. So when we're there and we see we have 8 players, and then 16 at 7, and so on, then we know we have a preference on that. But if they're all having the same grades, then we feel good sitting. So I think for us, it's like as long as we're in the same tier of grade in that round, so we're sitting there and we still have a first round grade on 7 guys or 8 guys at that point, we feel comfortable sitting. If we get to a low number, then we try to move up. If we get over that number, we move back. And I think those are the other options there is, do you move back at that spot, and pass on a guy that you feel really good at, but maybe you get good value. And I think those are some of the discussions that we have. I think that based on the experience that I've had is that sometimes you try to get too cute, and we can't afford to get too cute. We're trying to build, the best possible team. I really did not. I was trying to answer your question.
A year ago, the Senior Bowl, and how Quinyon showed some versatility in different spots. Do you think he has inside-out versatility, or do you view him more as just an outside corner?
Well, I think that for us, the most important thing is he focuses on one thing as a rookie. I think that's obviously coach and his staff's choice. But I think when we talk about him as an outside corner, and kind of working from there. You do watch him and you see him play some inside, so he's got that versatility. I think we'll get him in here. We'll see what he's comfortable doing with our coaches and kind of working from there.
Last one.
Well, you can go, Nick, and then
Go ahead. No.
Go ahead.
Nick, I'll
spoken about the lack of first round corners here, but you've been around some, Brock Gibson, Jason Barrett. What's your sense of the adjustment, the learning curve for rookie corners drafted that high?
Yeah, obviously for any position, there's an adjustment to be made from college football to NFL football. I think I don't necessarily say it's more than the other positions. I know you mentioned a couple guys that when I think about those 2 guys, they played really good football their first year, and so we're just really excited about the player. We're excited about the person. Couldn't be more excited to have him on our football team.
Bob, never done.
A year ago, you got Jalen, and a lot of people thought you might have got the best player in the draft at number 9. Do you feel like you've got that much of a improvement over the actual pick talent-wise? I mean, I guess the question is he a lot higher on your board than 22?
Yeah, I think once you draft them, it's what they do in the NFL, and so I think once we bring him in here, we talked about it a lot. We got to develop the player. We got to develop the person. We're still talking about a young guy coming to Philadelphia, and I think that's at this point, it's all what he does from here. So whatever happened pre-draft, none of that matters. Wherever they're picked, none of that matters. It's what they do from now on. So I think obviously we wouldn't have picked him. Someone said in our draft room during this week, by definition, you're the high bidder on any player that you pick. So obviously, we were the high bidder on this guy, and I thought that was a unique, depressing way to look at it. But so anytime you think you're getting someone really high, well, you're really the high bidder. So, I think that obviously, for us, as we went through outcomes, that we felt like this would have been a good outcome for us as we went through the draft. And, history is yet to be written.
NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell.
Tomorrow, fellas, what are you gonna bring to the doggone tape? Are you gonna bust somebody in their mouth? Are you gonna do your doggone job? Are you gonna play from your doggone chest? Are you gonna play from your heart and get everything you doggone got? Cause I'ma do that. They don't respect us. They don't know about our heart, man. That thing that's beating in your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today,